Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video. And in this video, I don't know about you, but ever since the big reveal happened in last week's new episode, I cannot stop thinking about what that actually means for the future of Rainbow High. Are we really entering the downfall of Rainbow High? Is this, the child-friendly era for Rainbow High, like what happened with Monster High and G2, Ever After High, Wings Club Brats? They all had very similar paths at one point that led them down a more budget-friendly, child-friendly road, and it never ended well. So is this what's going to happen with Rainbow High now that they're reintroducing the Poopsie slime gimmick and these pets? Well, let's talk about it in this video, really focusing on, again, what does this mean for the future of Rainbow High, and talking about some questions that they've now also opened up with this reveal, almost like answering the question of if magic is real. So let's get into it. Immediately after this big reveal, I went to Instagram to put up a public poll to see what the, public reaction was to this reveal. And I had 4 options, and the one with the most votes was "It's cute, but reeks capitalism" at 78%. And then in second place, we had "Burn it with fire." And in third place, we had "Yeah, not loving it, am very confused." And then the fourth option was the least voted one with "I don't really care." So I think overall people are definitely taken aback. Even it's not, and the thing is, it's not like the actual design of the pet that's like the issue here. It does look like an LPS knockoff, and it really looks off in some shots, but the actual design is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like your typical magical fantasy cutie creature thing, right? So that's fine. The issue here is why. Who asked for this, right? That's where the issue comes in. No one asked for this. 1, 2, no one asked for this change. 3, this is unnecessary, right? This is just opening up more questions with this addition of these magical creatures. Okay, well, great. Now they're gonna have all these other unanswered questions that they're probably not going to give us answers to, because they never give us answers to Shadow High. So why would they ever give us answers to a flying creature now with a unicorn horn, right? So it really opens up all this, a whole world of new lore for Rainbow High as we know it. And I just want to, if they're going to delve into and explore this new world, then great, but I don't think they're gonna do that, because it really just seems like they threw in this little pet thinking, oh yeah, it's a pet, it's gonna make money, let's do it. And that's why I think most people voted for "It reeks capitalism," because the actual design is fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's your standard thing, right? But the addition of it being now at this time and point, it just really is. It reeks capitalism. There's no reason for it to happen. That's the thing. There's no reason for it to happen. And the way they introduced it was also so random. It just flopped out of a locker. Are you kidding me? They couldn't find a better, more organic way to introduce these magical beings? Really? They couldn't find a better plot hole way, a plot line to tie these in with Rainbow High. They have a garden. Couldn't they have found the crystals outside? It came out of a locker. Can you believe that? That's how they found the first slime pet. What? What? So yeah, I think these answers make sense, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one who was confused, and it just put off, because the intention here is so clear. There was no build up to this reveal whatsoever in any previous season. There was no explanation. That's the thing. There's no explanation to this. There's no reason. There was no no one asked for this, right? So they did it for the sake of incorporating more merchandise when the other dolls for next year come out, so they can be oh yeah, look at the pet. Do you want to own the pet? Yeah, you can now own the new Rainbow High Sunny doll with her new yellow slime pet. Yeah, isn't that awesome? So that's what they're doing. And I bet that they might even incorporate more fantasy aspects of Poopsie slime into Rainbow High. But again, even when I do it, it's just like it's gonna be so random. It's gonna feel out of place, and it's just gonna feel so unnecessary. And like they're doing this for no reason other than to really, oh yeah, more child friendly. Oh yeah, let's make more money. Like that's really the only like the only explanation you can give this kind of like reveal is that there's no backstory, there's no build up, there's no explanation. The how and where the crystal came from is the most lackluster you'll ever get. It's from a locker. So all those things, it's like, it really feels like the bare minimum, and they just put it in there, and yeah, that's, call it a day. Like that's it. It's gonna make money, and that's what matters, right? This reveal just really made no sense. It felt really forced and out of nowhere. It felt really greedy and just with the pure intent to just sell toys. Like that's all that this felt like. It was lifeless, soulless. It had no meaning other than to introduce a new creature type in the series, for then later on the dolls to tie in with that. That's like the only reason they're introducing these creatures now, which, like, again, what are they, where are they from, like lore wise, like we don't have any explanation for any of these questions. Like we don't know why it was in a locker, like really. And also, like, in a locker they found a crystal from the locker, just a random locker. Really, that's like the best they could do? Like, come on. Like, even the hallway that got teased like back in season 2, like the dark hallway, right? It was like very haunted looking. They could have done something with that hallway. They could have been like, oh, that dark hallway is like a secret portal to like Storywood High, like a fairy tale realm, like, and it's magic. I don't know. But like, girl, it would have made more sense than like a freaking crystal dropping out of a freaking locker. Like, that's just so again, unnecessary, has no reason, no rhyme or reason, and it just felt like, oh look, here's this new toy you can buy, right? It really felt forced and unnecessary, and like no one asked for this to happen. Yeah, and it really just feels like what happened with Monster High G2. Remember the budget days, the child-friendly days. Like, oh, look, it's more child-friendly. It's more colorful, bigger eyes. Oh, like, no. And it never worked out. Bratz, similar problem. Winx, similar problem. Ever After High. They all had problems. Even Barbie, right? Like, there's been a descent when this type of thing has happened, and it's never worked out in the best way possible. It's always gone horribly wrong. And I mean, does this mean that this is going to happen to Rainbow High? Is this going to be Rainbow High G2? Oh my God, this is awful. Like, just thinking about how this could be like potentially a second generation of Rainbow High, where it's just all child friendly, and like it loses all its spark of the essence of what it was when it was all about fashion initially, and now it's all about magic and like creatures and slime and pets, and oh yes, like, oh no, like I'm just thinking about all that, and how MJ is not learning about previous, mistakes that Mattel did with their doll lines. And now this is happening to MJ and Rainbow High. Like, do they not see the signs that this is not the right thing to do? Like, especially when no one asked for this slime gimmick. No one asked for the pets to return. And I know some people like the pets, like that's fine. But like, again, the implementation of the actual creatures in the story, and like what this means for the story of Rainbow High and the grander scheme of things, like it makes no sense. Like, there was never any build up. There was no tease to these creatures. There was never any kind of like, hint to this happening. Like, I think the closest we ever got was Sunny creating her animated series, where she kind of like had the Fantasy Friends design, characters wise, like, right? But never any like fantasy pets. Like, that was something completely different, and the slime gimmick for sure as well not. So just the way they're going about introducing these new changes, and even just having these changes at all, when again, Rainbow High doesn't need to change like this at all. Maybe like dolls haven't been selling as well. Maybe like the new Friends line aren't like as good as they wanted it to be. Shadow High maybe hasn't been selling as well. Rainbow Vision was a mess, but I still think like a lot of the dolls sold well, and I don't think they've nearly had enough of a loss in sales to justify this kind of huge change for the overall well-being of the brand and what it means for the relationship between the customer, fans, and also just Rainbow High. Like this is a big change, and I feel like they're just doing it because they're scared that, oh, low sales, like let's just throw some slime gimmick into the Rainbow High dolls, some new fantasy friends, and all is good with the world. Like, no, that's not gonna fix anything. If they want to do better sales, and they shouldn't just bring back some old reused gimmicks that are not even trending nowadays. Like, have you heard anything about slime trending? I don't think so. Do you hear anyone longingly whining about, wanting to see the fantasy friends pets return? I mean, maybe there's some people who really love them, but I think overall people have moved on. People are okay, like they're doing fine. But then here MJ is thinking that, again, a little issue, and then right as it's gonna happen, they're like, no, we gotta introduce something that's from the vault, right? Something that's just throw in some reused gimmicks, right? Just like let's recycle. But this, oh my God, I don't know. This makes no sense. And again, we've seen the signs. Monster High G2 didn't go well. Ever After High, when they had the budget thing going on, didn't do well. Bratz 2015, do we even need to say anything? Like it never went well. And again, there are some people who like those generations, me included. I didn't have anything against G2, but like sales wise, and then just like the inherent reception of all these changes was never good. It didn't land, it didn't go well, and in worst cases, like with Monster High and Ever After High, they got canceled, so discontinued, whatever. So it never went well. So I fear that these changes that are happening to Rainbow High will have a similar outcome at the end. And I don't want to see Rainbow High get discontinued because of some silly little, silly little mistake that MJ is doing with bringing back these slime gimmicks and the fantasy friends. Like, it could really bring down Rainbow High as a brand, and I think do the exact opposite that they're trying to do with this revival, this reintroduction with these gimmicks and the slime and the pets. They're trying to, bring back interest into Rainbow High, but I think it'll have the exact same opposite, because people are over slime. People don't care for these pets. Most people, of course, there's always going to be like a fraction of people who are fine or don't care. But I think overall, as a fandom, I think we can all say that this is unnecessary. No one asked for this, and Rainbow High is doing fine as it is. And will it dip in sales? Sure, that's just how sales go. Not every doll line can sell amazingly well, but that's just what they gotta do. And I just think this is just not the answer. This is not the answer. If they want to revive some interest into Rainbow High, they should do something new. They should bring in some new themes, bring in some new diversity, bring in some new characters, or maybe even introduce the Shadow High Series 3 characters in the series, which they still haven't done in Season 4, or Lily Cheng. Like, there's so many characters that they have established, and they haven't used them at all. So, I don't know. I just feel like there's a disconnect here, and just the thought process and like the mentality that, the slime gimmick, which is long dead and no one asked for, and these new fantasy pets, which is going to feel so unnecessary, the addition of them in the Rainbow High lore as a whole. Like, yeah, let's do that, and that'll fix all our problems. Like, how is that fixing anything? Like, this is not needed. Again, no one asked for this. No one wants this to happen. No one wants it to return, and everyone's gonna be like okay with it, but like no one's loving the idea, right? So it really feels like unnecessary and forced, and it just feels like a desperate attempt to, I don't know, grasp some success, like to make some money, but it really is not the right choice. I feel like there should be better choices that they could have gone with to, again, spark interest more into Rainbow High. I mean, they have a cast of characters that people love, and they did a good thing with, bringing back the spotlight into the main OG gang of girls with the last episode. But then they had to ruin it with this new creature that, again, no one asked for. No one's gonna go out of their way to collect these new pets. People are gonna get them because they're with the dolls. They're not gonna, right? Like, it's just, I don't know. And I get it. These are dolls. They're trying to make them child friendly, but Rainbow High was always child friendly already. Yeah, they were more, I guess, adult collector friendly to collect because of the details, the quality, the design is all there. But I think that's also something that kids can appreciate, and kids will be able to tell when something's just like too, it's just too budget, like in the lack of articulation, the designs being more simplified and basic. Like, I don't know, kids can tell the difference between boring, bland, basic, and actually interesting design choices. So I don't know, even and again, like the slime gimmick, like what's that gonna do? No one asked for this. I don't know, I'm going in circles, but I'm ranting. That was a I hope y'all enjoyed the rant, because this is so frustrating, because like, again, no one asked for this. This is not needed, and all this is gonna do is bring Rainbow High into a spiral of what happened with, I mean, hopefully not, but this is really looking like what's happened with G2, Monster High, Ever After High, Bratz 2015. Like, it's giving me that vibe, and I don't want it to happen, because Rainbow High has so much more to give, so much potential. Shadow High as well. And again, lore-wise with the story, like, how are they going to bring Storywood High, Storywood Fairy Tales? Like, how is that going to fit in? I don't know. There are so many questions that I fear that they're not going to answer ever. And really, they're just going to answer it with, oh, look at these creatures. Don't you want to buy them? Don't you want to give us your money? Like... Oh my god. And it's just, yeah, Rainbow High doesn't need this rebrand, reboot, whatever you want to call it. Rainbow High was doing fine as it is, but this really is starting to feel like not good choices, and it really is the end of an era for Rainbow High. So get ready for next year, because it's gonna be a roller coaster of a ride. It's gonna be a ride for sure. So is this the child-friendly budget era of Rainbow High? Is this G2? Is this a rebrand, a reboot, or whatever? I don't know, but what I do know is that these changes that are supposed to help Rainbow High do better, I feel like they might actually end up being the demise long-term of Rainbow High. But I don't know, again, this just all feels very messy and unnecessary. Just feels like an obvious cash grab to me, and like a desperate attempt to see what's gonna make money, what's gonna stick. But like, there's a reason why Poopsie slime ended. There's a reason why they stopped making them. So why, like, who in their right mind greenlit the decision to bring back these things that no one asked for into Rainbow High, a completely fine brand as it is already, to make it better? Like, how does that make sense? How is that gonna result in a positive outcome? It seriously just reads capitalism. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become a member today so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily, and keeping you up to date with all the loyalty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.